Hey everybody, Coach Chris here. I've been receiving a few questions that I wanted to make a quick video about so that maybe everybody understand better. And it's regards to scheduling. So even though the app has a page in it that says schedule, when you go there, you see there's nothing there. So I pointed out the particular dates that we need to be ready for our district meet, which is the, like the can't miss meet, in order to qualify to go to region, and then at region is when you would qualify to go to Junior Olympics. But as far as our what we call circuit meets, essentially we're going to be able to run every Saturday from April 24th all the way through May. Now we may not run every Saturday, but those, if you're trying to schedule, that's the time that you need to schedule, is that we will run on Saturdays. And meets generally start at 8 o'clock. And if they're well run, usually done by about 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Some of the more crowded meets or some of the larger meets can go, anywhere all the way to 5 or 6 o'clock sometimes. So with that said, that's why we don't make a schedule of what meet we're going to. There's probably 3 to 4, sometimes 5 meets every weekend during track season. And what I do is try to look and see who is going to what meets. So that way, some of the more marquee meets, the ones that get a lot of publicity, they get really crowded. Tons and tons of teams go to them. So we try to avoid them so that we're not there all day long, because it really does, excuse me, it really does turn into a long day. So anyway, that's why we don't have our schedule of meets already printed out. What we will do is the week before, we'll try to figure out which meet will be the best one. And then I'll be sending out a poll and say who's going to attend the meet. And then some of them require me to go online and actually enter each athlete in the meet. Other ones we can just show up. So I will let you know, what needs to happen that particular week. But like I said, I wanted to make a quick video to explain why we don't have all the meets already scheduled out like other sports do. Because it's not a set league that we're in as far as who's hosting meets and which meets. We're all under AAU, but multiple AAU teams may be hosting a meet that week. And there are other leagues that we can still run in, and they're not going to be a set number of meets either. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions about that. But yes, starting after we do, and again, our practice meet is going to be this weekend on the 19th. I'm confirming our location with Coach Contreras at Heath. If we don't go there, we'll go somewhere else. But again, that meet is it's super informal. We're not going to put uniforms on or any of that type of stuff. You're going to show up just like practice. And the only thing that's going to be different is we're going to have the actual events that are run in the track meet. And we'll have the athletes that we choose to go in those particular events, run that event, and then they'll rest and they'll check in and they'll do the next event that they're qualified to do. So that's how that's going to work. So those of you that are familiar with track, this isn't your first year. You don't necessarily have to come on. If you want to come, that's fine. But it's really for those that are brand new, just so you can kind of get a feel for the flow of how a track meet goes. And, we'll go through the call-in process or the check-in process because every athlete has to check in and be accounted for before the event starts. So that'll be, everything from the 3,200 meters to the 800 meters, all the way down to the 100 meters. And even for the little ones, there's a 50 meters. So I hope that kind of explains how the season is going to go as far as scheduling is concerned. But once again, if you have any questions or anything, just reach out to me and we'll address it the best way that we can. All right. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you later.